Now, for your mastery checks, of course, you can review your notes and your practice activity, but this is completed on your own. Now, if you do not pass the mastery check the first time, you get to do a revision. That revision will happen on a different day. And be aware that mastery checks are not always on paper. Sometimes they're with art supplies. So please do not stress. This type of structure, you should be allowed to have revisions because you're demonstrating mastery. Now, even though we're doing self-paced learning, there are still some classroom procedures that remain the same regardless of what's going on, such as requesting to use the restroom or the rules about using your phone during studio work time, right? When is it appropriate for me to listen to my music when I'm working versus, do I need to take pictures of my artwork or something? Gathering art materials, getting supplies, asking for help, of course. Ask for help from me, ask for help from your classmates, turning in physical papers and artwork. And, we're still using the entire class period. Now, a thing about collaborating with others. Yes, you can work on practice activities with other people in this class. And the truth is, whatever you do after high school, you're going to have to work with other people. So this is a skill I want you to practice in this class. Collaborating does not mean one person does everything and someone just copies. That is cheating. No learning is actually occurring. Collaboration requires good communication and being respectful of each other. So if I think you're not collaborating very well, I will speak to you and I may ask you to work by yourself. And the truth is, sometimes we have to work with someone we don't really like or we don't know them. I will say just deal with it. You will be fine. And remember, you are expected to treat everyone in this classroom with dignity and respect, just as you should be treated. What do I do if I've completed my work early? Check to see if you can do something else. Can you move on? Can you work on classwork for another class? If you're missing an assignment, find out what you're missing, check in with me, see what you can do to make up that missing work. If you come late to class, if you're tardy and we already started work time, you should just jump right in. If you've been absent or if you know you'll be absent, please email me, get in touch, find out what you're missing. And if you have been absent, you literally just jump back into what you've been doing. If you need to leave the classroom during class, such as to go to the restroom, the nurse, the wellness center, it's the same procedure. You need to for a note before I let you go. And if you've completed the guided notes, hey, you are ready for the practice activity. Now, some tips for the Edpuzzle. Do not just click on random answers to get through the video. You might get it wrong, and I do check your responses later on. I also do not suggest just typing IDK or a dot or some random words because you're not going to get credit for those questions. The multiple choice questions are automatically graded, which is cool. You get that feedback. The open-ended questions, though, I have to review them myself. You don't get a grade right away for them because I have to check your answers. If you mess up, I can reset your video and you would literally just start over on that video. And be sure to allow the video to play to the very end so Canvas knows you have finished. Once you have submitted the Edpuzzle, it communicates with Canvas and then it knows you're done. Now, there are some expectations during our practice activities and assignments. You do have to complete it independently unless if you have to work with a partner. Some of these activities I ask you to work with a partner. Can you collaborate while working? Yes. You should each complete your own work, but you can ask your peers for help, right? What is the answer for question number 4? That's not the same as asking, what does bisquare mean, right? Bisquare, it's going to get more learning happening versus just asking straight for the answer. And it's a good idea to check your work and to make sure you understand the concepts when you're finished because the practice activity is to prepare you for the mastery check. Now, some expectations during mastery checks. As I already said, you're completing it independently, silently, and without the notes and other people. Depending on the task, mastery checks take about 10-20 minutes. Just depends on how complex it is, but these are not meant to take a very long time. If you run out of time, class ends and you're still working on a mastery check, I'll hold on to it for you and you can complete it next time. And yes, can you use study hall to complete your mastery checks? Yes, you can use that time as well. Some last expectations for you. Make sure you use your time efficiently. Be cooperative with others and not disruptive or distracting to your peers. Respect yourself, respect others, your work, and the art materials. Please ask questions and keep an open mind and try your best.